In this session, we shall discuss cost analysis, its meaning, and various cost concepts. Costs are very important in business decision making. Cost of production provides the floor to pricing. Costs refer to the money expenses incurred by a firm in the production process. Cost analysis refers to study of behavior of cost in relation to one or more criteria. There are various cost concepts that a firm considers relevant under various circumstances. To make a better business decision, it is essential to know the fundamental differences and uses of the main concepts of cost. Let us discuss the various cost concepts. The first one here is short-run cost. Short-run cost is the cost which has short-term implications in the production process. It is used over a short range of output. It is the cost incurred once. For example, wages, cost of raw materials, and so on. In short run, at least one factor of production is fixed while the other remains variable. Therefore, in the short run, the level of output can be increased only by increasing the variable factors such as labor, raw materials, while the other factors such as capital, plant size remains unchanged. The short-run cost includes both the fixed cost, that is, those costs which do not change though there is change in the level of output, and variable cost, those costs which vary as per the level of output. Some factors remain fixed due to the time constraints imposed on a company. For example, suppose a company observes a sudden surge in the demand for its goods, and in order to meet the increased demand in the short run, it can increase its level of output only by varying the variable factors, such as the company can employ more labor or purchase the raw materials in bulk. But however, the plant size or the machinery cannot be altered to enhance the production capacity of the firm. Thus, all the cost incurred on the variable factors such as labor and raw material constitutes the short-run cost. From an analytical point of view, the short-run costs vary with the change in the total output, but however, the size of the firm remains the same. Thus, the short-run cost is treated as a variable cost. The next cost concept here is long-run cost. Long-run cost is the cost having the long-term implications in the production process. It is spread over the long range of output. These costs are incurred on the fixed factors, namely plant, building, machinery, and so on. But however, the running cost and the depreciation on the plant and machinery is a variable cost and hence is included in the short-run costs. The long-run cost is incurred when the firm decides to change its production capacity over time in order to respond to the anticipated economic profits and losses. In short run, all the factors of production and costs are variable, and hence the level of output can be changed by varying all the factors, even the capital. In the long run, even the fixed cost becomes the variable cost as the size of the firm or scale of production increases. The entrepreneurship, land, labor, capital goods, and so on all vary to attain the desired level of profits in the long run, and the cost of each factor adds to the long run costs. The long run stage is characterized by planning and implementation, wherein the producer decides on the level of production and take long run decisions that affect the overall cost of the firm. The long run decisions include leaving or entering the market, expanding or contracting the company's operations, changing the quantity of production, and so on. Moving to the next cost concept, that is fixed cost. The fixed cost is the cost that remains fixed for a certain volume of output. It is the cost that does not change with the change in the output or sales revenue. It remains fixed irrespective of the volume of output. The concept of fixed cost is associated with the short run, since all the costs vary over time and no cost remains purely fixed for a longer period. It mainly includes the cost of administrative or managerial staff, depreciation of land, building, machinery and other fixed assets, maintenance cost, and so on. The firm has to pay these costs irrespective of its level of production. For example, the fixed cost would be the company's rent of the machine. Suppose a firm uses a certain machine on rent, then it is required to pay rent every month even if the machine was left idle at any point of time. Thus, the amount of rent paid every month is fixed that a firm has to incur irrespective of the usage of the machine. Moving to the next cost concept, that is variable cost. The variable cost is the cost proportionally related to the level of output. It increases with the increase in the production and contracts with the decrease in the total output. It varies with the change in the total output. The most common form of variable cost is raw material, direct labor related to the level of output, sales commission, and the cost of all other inputs that vary with the total production. For example, if the company pays 3% sales commission for every sale made by the salesperson, then 3% is the variable cost, which varies with the change in the sales volume. The variable costs and the fixed cost together make up the total cost of the firm. That is, total cost will be equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. The company with the higher proportion of variable costs than the fixed cost can generate higher profit margins even at low sales. But however, as the sales increase, the profit margin generated will be less than that would have been generated with the higher fixed cost. Thus, the variable cost is essential for projecting the profits of the firm and calculating the break-even point of the business or project. Also, the higher variable costs encourage the new entrants to enter the market, thereby increasing the competition. Moving to the next concept, explicit cost. Explicit cost is also called as actual cost. It is the cost actually incurred by the firm for making all the physical payments and the contractual obligations. The physical payments include the cost of material, labor, plant, equipment, building, technology, advertisement, and so on. Thus, all the money expenses recorded in the books of accounts are, for practical purpose, the actual or explicit cost. This cost comes under the accounting cost concept, as all the physical and easily recognizable expenses incurred are recorded in the accounting books, which are then later analyzed to determine the efficiency with which the firm is operating. For example, suppose a firm purchases machinery worth rupees 1 lakh, then the amount paid is the actual or explicit cost. The explicit or actual cost involves the direct monetary payment and is paid to the external parties to keep the in-house operations of the business in motion. The explicit cost is in the form of rent, wages, commission, salaries, and so on, which are recognizable and can be easily recorded in the books of accounts. These recorded facts help in determining both the accounting and economic profit of the firm. The implicit cost is also to be considered here, and thus it will be our next concept. The implicit cost, which is also called as imputed cost, is the implied cost that does not take a form of cash outlay and neither is recorded in the books of accounts. It is a cost which results from using the asset for one's own use rather than renting or selling it. Moving to the next concept, opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the cost of the next best alternative opportunity which was foregone in order to pursue a certain action. It is the cost of missed opportunity. It is to be considered whenever resources are scarce. Since resources are scarce, they cannot be used to produce all things simultaneously. Therefore, if they are used to produce one thing, they have to be withdrawn from other uses. Take for example, the cost of using land for wheat growing is the value of alternative crop that could have been grown on it. The knowledge of opportunity cost is essential for managerial decision making, as the manager is also faced with the problem of constrained optimization. Our next cost concept is incremental costs. Incremental cost is the additional cost incurred by a firm as a result of business decision. It is related to the concept of marginal cost. It denotes the total additional cost associated with the marginal batch of output. These costs are the additions to costs resulting from a change in the nature and level of business activity. For example, change in product line or output level, adding or replacing a machine, changes in distribution channels are the examples for incremental cost. Moving forward, let us see what is total cost. Total cost is the sum of all costs incurred by a firm in producing a certain level of output. The total cost is the actual cost incurred in the production of a given level of output. The total cost includes both the variable cost and fixed cost. Variable cost are those costs which vary with the change in the total output, and fixed costs are those costs that remains fixed irrespective of the change in the total output. Thus, total cost includes the cost of all the input factors used for producing a certain level of output. It can be expressed as TC is equal to TFC and plus TVC. TC stands for total cost, TFC for total fixed cost, and TVC for total variable cost. The next cost concept is average cost. Average cost is the per unit cost of production obtained by dividing the total cost by the total output. By per unit cost of production, we mean that all the fixed and variable cost is taken into the consideration for calculating the average cost. It is the sum of average variable cost and average fixed cost. It is the total cost divided by the number of units produced. Symbolically, we can say AC is equal to TC divided by Q, where AC is average cost, TC is total cost, and Q represents quantity. In other words, average cost is the sum of average variable cost and average fixed cost, that is ABC plus AFC, where ABC is average variable cost and AFC is average fixed cost. Moving forward, let us discuss the last cost concept, marginal cost. Marginal cost is the addition made to the total cost by the production of an additional unit of output. It is the total cost of T units instead of T minus 1 units. Symbolically, MC is equal to TC at n units minus TC at n minus 1 units. It is a change in total cost as a result of a unit change in output. Hence, it can be shown symbolically as delta TC divided by delta Q, where delta stands for change. So, change in total cost divided by change in quantity. Till now, we discussed the meaning of cost analysis and the various cost concepts associated with cost. For further reference, these books can be referred. In the next session, we shall discuss the behavior of cost in the short run. Thank you.